I'm lifting the blinds for you guys. You better be grateful. Just saying. Ah, there's light! Hi guys, I'm here today with my BookTubeAthon TBR, and here we go. So I'm going to try and do all the challenges. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to just because I have 2 days of very intense essay writing at the beginning of the BookTubeAthon. But anyway, let's try. First, a book with a pretty spine. This was pretty challenging since I read most of my books in ebook format, and those don't have spines. But I managed to find 2 potential candidates. The first one is Robin Sloan's Sourdough, which has a beautiful spine, I think, with just the lettering. It is yellow. I love it. So this is by the same guy who wrote Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, which I loved. It was just weird, but like contemporary, but it had all that adventure feeling, and I'm hoping I get the same from this. This, again, is about someone who also works in the tech industry, like in Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, but in this case she gets involved in sourdough bread preparation, and faces start appearing in them, and then I assume a mystery unfolds from there. I am melting, guys. We have a drought and a heat wave, and I'm not handling it well, so bear with me and this situation. My next option with a pretty spine is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, which the new cover is horrendous. I hate it. I mean, I think actually for the Infernal Devices, the original cover is pretty good, but this is just... Why? Why would you do this? Well, the spine is gorgeous. I love the spine, I love the etching, I love the horizontal lettering, which I'm always a sucker for, and I love that they form an image together, even though I only have this one, but still. I think the spines for this are gorgeous, and then especially in contrast with these horrible covers. Clockwork Angel is the first installment in the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. It's the prequels to the Mortal Instruments, and that's it. I love the setting, and I've heard great things about it, so I'm looking forward to reading it. The next challenge would be a book with green on the cover, and for that I'm hoping to read Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. I don't have a physical copy of this book. I'm going to read it as an audiobook, and the audiobook is only 4 or 5 hours, so that should definitely be very doable within like 1 or 2 sittings. And so I'm also thinking I might read that one for the book to read entirely with the same hat on. We have a very limited supply of hats in my household, so I only have this one, which, first of all, it fits like crap. Managed to put it on. And it's from, I don't know if you can tell, University of Wisconsin? I'm Dutch. I live in the Netherlands. I've never set foot in the US. I don't know why. My household has a University of Wisconsin hat. My parents have been in the US, but nowhere near Wisconsin, as far as I know. It's not even the big campus or anything. I don't know. But this is the only hat we have that fits my ginormous hat. No. That fits my ginormous head. This is the only hat we have that fits my ginormous head. So this is gonna be it, guys. Don't I look absolutely, fabulous? I think so. Okay, let's get rid of that. Even sweatier. I didn't know that was possible. Oh my god. This is a nightmare. I don't know how many challenges are on. 4th, 5th, whatever challenge. Next challenge is read a book about something you want to do. I found this quite difficult because the moment this question was said, I was like, I have no aspirations in life. I don't know what I want to do. But the one I came up with is Chaotic Good by Whitney Gardner. So again, I don't have a physical copy of this book. So this book is about a girl who's very into cosplay to the point of wanting to become like a professional costume designer. But in this book she's finding difficulty of kind of getting into like this particular nerd community because it's very sexist, and so she starts using her skills to cross-dress to become part of their Dungeons & Dragons game and infiltrate their niche. And so the thing that I would really like to do is drag, especially drag king, but since I couldn't find any fiction books about drag that I have access to as well, I'm not gonna buy some obscure book somewhere right now, I got this because I'd also love to do some great cosplay at some point, and I thought this is just super fun. It was already on my reading list, and it seemed to fit the bill for something I'd want to do. Next is a book-to-movie adaptation. I have two options for this. First one is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, which again I would read as an audiobook, so I don't have a physical copy of it. And the movie comes out during the week of the readathon. But I might not be in a place where I have easy access to cinemas, so I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. So my alternative for that would be Crusade in Jeans by Thea Backman. This is a Dutch children's book, as you can tell from the title. It's very old, it's from the 70s, as you can tell from this illustration. This is supposed to be a modern being, which, you know, can tell, very unmodern, I'd say, at this point. So this book is about a boy who, his dad, I believe, is a scientist who's involved in time travel technology. And he gets to try it out, and he wants to go visit this joust that he's been reading a lot about, and he loves history, but instead he ends up, like, in the middle of this crusade, which mostly consists of children that are being promised to, like, free the promised land, which, first of all, against proper military, children don't really stand a chance. And then he also realized they're being abused and led to their deaths, basically, especially knowing history. And he gets caught up in this, and it's just him trying to adapt to, you know, medieval time. And I think this is one of the books that doesn't romanticize it too much. And at the same time, just like the whole dilemma of what can you do when you know that this is all gonna end in tears. It also has fun cameos by historical figures such as Leonardo da Pisa, who is famous for the Fibonacci spiral and that kind of stuff. So, sorry, I'm a nerd. So this is a book that I've read multiple times throughout my childhood. I haven't read it in, like, 10 years or something, so it's fun to reread it. There's a movie for it that I did see, and I remember it being horrible, not just as an adaptation, but just as a movie. It is in English, the movie, so if you want to try it out, I don't recommend it. But that one, we definitely have access to. So if I can't get to Darkest Minds, the movie, during the readathon, I'll get to Crusade in Jeans. So that is my book-to-movie adaptation. The last challenge is read a total of 7 books, and so I have some more books that don't fit in any other challenges that go in here. The first one is the first 2 entries of the Murderbot Diaries, which again I have in audiobook format. This is a series of short sci-fi novels that are told from the perspective of this AI who calls itself Murderbot. I don't know a lot about it, but I've heard that it's great, and it's very short, so that should be great for the Booktube-a-thon. So that is my first option. Their audiobooks, they're again like 3 or 4 hours. They're very short. And then the alternative option for that is the Binti trilogy, which is also sci-fi, also very short. And these follow Binti, who is a Himba girl, and she is the first of the Himba and one of few humans that's been accepted to Umza University, which is not on Earth. And so this is about her leaving Earth and kind of, I assume, just, you know, figuring out how to be part of this, and also while maybe honoring her own culture and stuff. And it's awesome, and I love the cover, and I love that they used ochre in it and an explicitly black girl. Yeah. So I'm very excited for this. I've heard, again, great things, and they're very short, so again, should definitely help me get to 7 books. And so those 2 series are the ones that I'm going to use for my coin toss. Where's my coin? Okay. I have completely melted. This is a coin. It's a penny. It's the only one I had access to. So, tails is this. And here's heads with Elizabeth. Elizabeth, show your face. Come on. Girl, you can do it. I'm gonna say Binti is heads and Murderbot is tails. Yes. So, let's go. That's not what I meant to do, guys. I think that still counts, so I'll show you where it is. Okay, what is it? What is it? It's tails! Okay. So Murderbot Diaries will be the first thing I read this Booktube-a-thon. So by now I've completely melted, and I've realized that I've been looking in the viewfinder the whole time. So this seems like a good point to stop before I embarrass myself any further. This here is part of my stack of books that I'm going to read this Booktube-a-thon. And I hope you follow me for my actually reading adventures that I'll also be chronicling, probably in equally melty fashion. Bye!